Hey everybody, how is it going? Welcome to my channel. If you're new, welcome back if you are not. In this video, I'm going to go over Curiositystream. I'm going to do an update. I haven't done a video on Curiositystream in about 5 or 6 weeks or so, mainly because I was on vacation for about 5 weeks. But I think it's time to do another update on Curiositystream because a lot has changed since the last video. I believe they were trading around 7.5 maybe in that last video, and now they are all the way down under 5. They've just hung a 4 burger on the price as I'm making this video. Oh no, wait, it's back up to 5. Whew, that was close. But anyway, I thought it was time to revisit some of these numbers. And man, scrolling down to the market cap, we can see the market cap has fallen all the way down to 287 million. From a market cap perspective, this thing is really starting to fall. And I think that this company has a fantastic chance to get to about a $2 billion market cap in the next 5 or 6 years. So that would be a pretty nice move from here. But scrolling down to some of the numbers, numbers didn't really change a whole heck of a lot from the last video. I mean, the earnings are supposed to come in at 71, or should I say the revenue is supposed to come in at 71 million for fiscal year 2021. Next year is supposed to come in at 122 million. So that hasn't changed. And scrolling down to the earnings estimate, they haven't changed either. But just to revisit them, their EPS, they're not supposed to be profitable until 2024. And you can see these sales are still increasing very nicely. So as long as they can continue on this path, I think that there's a good possibility they could get to profitability by 2023 and 2024 at the absolute latest. But just scrolling down and taking a look at some of their cash numbers, you can see that cash is sitting at 80 million and their debt thankfully is at 0. Now at their cash burn rate, I would estimate they are probably going to run out of cash in 2024 or 2025 if they don't do anything. I mean, they could always do a share offering. I'm sure that they don't want to do that, but if they have to do it, they might just have to in the future. But looking down here at the ownership, you can see institutions own about 24%. Insiders own over 50%. In fact, they own over 54%, and I just friggin' love that from an ownership perspective. They're putting their money where their mouth is, and honestly, Curiositystream is a pretty small position for me. So if Curiositystream does end up, going under, they stand to lose a lot more money than I do. So the fact that they have some skin in the game makes me think that there's probably a pretty good possibility. They're going to do everything they absolutely can in order to make sure this company is a success. I don't like to be in companies where ownership is really low. 54 is actually super high. I mean, normally if they get into double digits, that's pretty high. But Curiositystream, in my perspective, or my opinion, I should say, is starting to get pretty cheap. Now, there has been some encouraging news since my last video, and right here it says, Curiosity continues global growth with some new partnerships. So I thought this was very good news. Even as the share price is falling, they continue to find ways to expand the business, which of course is just adding more value to the company. It says here that Curiosity has entered new distribution partnerships with Stockholm headquartered Viaplay, whereby Curiosity films, shows, and series are available to Viaplay subscribers in the Nordic and Baltic regions. Curiosity also has entered new global partnerships with El Spectador in Colombia. Sorry if I butchered that. Telecom, I'm not even going to attempt that one, in Central Eastern Europe, and Shanghai Media Group and the CCTV in China. So they are continuing to expand this business, and it says to further the company's commitment to serving a global audience, Curiosity's content will now be offered in 11 languages, including English, Spanish, Danish, Swedish, Norwegian, Finnish, Dutch, Russian, German, Slovenian, and Mandarin. So you can see the company is just continuing to expand. I thought this was great news as well. Now, another event that occurred since my last video was Curiositystream debuting their Smart Bundle, which is an enhanced premium tier offering with Tastemade, SomTV, Topic, and more. And I think this is fantastic. It's adding a lot of value to Curiositystream. But it says Curiositystream has launched an enhanced premium tier offering, the Smart Bundle, via smartbundle.com. And the bundle provides exclusive access to Curiositystream's films, shows, and series in 4K, as well as complimentary access to 5 other leading subscription services dedicated to entertainment that inspires learning, exploring, and expanding your horizon. Premium tier customers, as well as existing Curiositystream subscribers who upgrade, will gain access to Tastemade, which is an award-winning food, travel, and home and design series and documentaries. Som TV, which is dedicated to the worlds of wine, food, travel, and hospitality from the creators of the blockbuster Som film series. They also get Topic, which is exclusive, critically acclaimed, and award-winning crime thrillers and dramas from around the world. They get One Day University, the most fun classes from the best university professors, and they get Nebula. If you haven't heard of Nebula, they are the #1 creator-owned streaming platform featuring exclusive and original videos from YouTube's top education-y creators. And just to dive a little bit deeper on this partnership they have with Nebula, I just want to pull up this article. And this article is from September of last year, so it's a little bit old, but the information is still worth going into for a second. But it says, on this article, it says, Curiosity invests in Nebula, the world's largest creator-owned streaming platform. Getting into this, it says, the leading global factual media company announced today an enhanced strategic partnership with and an investment into Nebula, the world's largest creator-owned streaming and technology platform. With 140 plus active creators who together have over 120 million collective YouTube subscribers, Nebula has grown to more than 350,000 paying subscribers in less than 2 years. And this is, about 3 or 4 months old already, so that number is probably closer to 400,000 by now, I would guess anyway. But goes on to say that both companies share a focus on entertaining, informative, highly engaged content and have partnered in strategic and marketing arrangements since Nebula's inception. Through this investment, Curiosity will attain a significant minority position in Nebula as well as board representation. The deal values Nebula in excess of $50 million. So I think this is a pretty lucrative deal potentially for Curiositystream. If Nebula continues to grow, their stake in Nebula will continue to grow. And if Nebula just explodes, which is absolutely possible because, as we can tell, the world has an insatiable appetite for, YouTube type videos. This could end up being a very big moneymaker for Curiositystream. But, scrolling down a little bit further into this article, it goes over some of the content creators that, started Nebula. And one of them is Marquez Brownlee, who has 14.5 million YouTube subscribers. They have Lindsay Ellis, 1.2 million. Real Life Lore, 4.5 million subscribers. Wendover Productions, 3 million subscribers. Real Science, 500,000 subscribers. And Real Engineering, 3.1 million subscribers, and some more. But I think this is a pretty intelligent investment by Curiositystream, and I think this one is probably going to serve them well into the future. And looking at their service, you can see that they are very reasonably priced. I mean, just looking at their regular service, it's usually $20 a year, not a month, but a year. And now it is only $11.99 a year. It's on sale for another couple of days or so, till the 23rd of January. But I mean, literally $1 a month. I mean, that is a lot of entertainment for $1 a month. And, if they can get in at this low cost point, they can start raising it up gradually. And even even just small gradual raises isn't going to make a big difference for your annual subscription. It's not going to go up a whole heck of a lot, but as far as the revenue they got coming in, it's going to make a big difference on a percentage basis. And if we take a look at their other service, which is that smart bundle that included Nebula, I mean, this one is only $70 a year, and now it's on sale for $41.99 a year. So you get all of those services for $42 a year. I mean, they are very competitively priced, and I think that this is going to be what gets them into a lot of households, and then eventually, they'll start raising up the price. I remember when I first got into Netflix, I don't even know how many years ago, I think I was paying less than $10 a month. Now I'm paying like $20 a month. I don't even think about it, and that's what Curiositystream is going to be able to do as well. But I think at this price point, it's going to be a heck of a lot easier for people to try their service. All right, so let's get into this chart for Curiositystream, and then I'll get into the trades that I made today. But before I do that, please remember, everybody, I am not a financial advisor. All of this is just my opinion for entertainment purposes only. Please make all of your own trading and investing decisions. That being said, I do have a Patreon group, so if you would like to join our small trading group and communicate with us in the Discord, that is only $10 a month. And I guess at $10 a month with Curiositystream service on sale for $1 a month, mine is only 10 times more expensive. That shows you how cheap Curiositystream is. But anyway, getting into this current chart, this current price action for Curiositystream, you can see we are rolling over again, and that is not good news. This looks very similar to this time right here. And we can see what happened after they ended up breaking this this floor that it made right around $10. It just continued to fade lower. The moving averages started to spread, and you can see they're still quite spread out. So we are still in a pretty strong downtrend at the moment. Now, in my last video, actually, let me get these boxes out of here real quick if I can. My last video, I think it was right at the end of November, so I think we were in like the mid-7s, and there were a few people that were telling me that this stock was probably going to drop to the 5s if my memory is serving, and they were right. So I guess I should have listened to them and waited to buy when it got to 5. Now, I did say in that video if it got to 5, I would be a much heavier buyer of Curiositystream, and I did end up buying more shares today, so I think my average cost now is I think it's under $7 a share, maybe. My first purchase was actually right here, and I got sort of lucky. I called the bottom, but the stock kind of took off, and I don't like to chase the stock. I like to buy it when it's fading down, even though it is getting a little bit ridiculous right now. But I had one little tiny block of shares, kind of did nothing, and just kind of watched it. And then once it fell below the price that I paid for the first block of shares, I started adding a little bit more. And, like I said, now my share price, I think, is just a little bit under $7 a share. So I'm still down a little bit in this one. But I plan on holding it for at least 5 years to see how this thing plays out. And if it continues to fall, I'm going to continue to add. But I am getting pretty close to having this position built out. So I don't know how much more I will be buying. I mean, I guess it all depends on what the price action looks like. I didn't want Curiositystream to be too big in the portfolio, but if the price continues to go down and they continue to keep building out new partnerships, and it might have to be a bigger position. It just depends on what happens in the near future. But if I had to guess, I'm guessing at least in the next couple of weeks, we got more downward price action coming for Curiositystream. All right, so let's get into the only round trip trade I made on the day, and that day trade was in MYNZ, and this one has been red hot over the last couple of weeks or so, and you can see this thing was exploding again today, so I wanted to, try to make a day trade in this one because it was so strong if it ended up making that pattern that I like to trade. But the funny thing about MYNZ is I actually did it on the daily time frame just a few days ago. I love it when when they gap up like this and then start to fade a little bit, find support at that 8-period exponential moving average, and then kind of take off. Now this one looks like it found support just a little bit above it, but that probably would have been close enough for me. I would have looked for a ceiling, and that ceiling would have been something like that. And once price broke above it, I'd put in my buy stop, and then kind of rode it for as long as I thought it would run. I mean, I probably would have taken profit in this one a heck of a lot sooner than today if I would have got in on it on the daily chart, because this was one heck of a run. But nonetheless, this is a beautiful pattern to trade. It not only happens on the the 5-minute or the 3-minute or the 2-minute like I like to trade. It also happens on the daily chart. It also happens on the hourly chart. It also happens on weekly charts. Whenever I see this pattern, I always wait for it to see if it's going to end up forming one of these rounded bottom formations and take off again. And if it does, that's where I like to put my buy stop in. But let's go to the, I believe it was on a 3-minute time frame that I was trading this one. Let me back the chart up a little bit here. Go back to the gap up. Now we can see we had the gap up early in the day, had that little slow fade into the 8-period exponential moving average, found support at that moving average, and then I bought it at $23.20. So this would be the little ceiling that it was making right here. And once it broke above it, got in at $23.20, and I got out very quickly at $23.98. So I made about 3% on this trade. On this trade, it happened very quickly. Not only that, this stock ended up running substantially higher. That is actually kind of unusual. In most of these type of trades, it ends up fading into the rest of the day, but not with MYNZ. We can see this one just screamed higher. When it does this, you're always thinking, man, I should have held on a little bit longer because this thing was strong all day. But we can see it slowly started to fade later in the day, but it still ended the day higher than where I sold. So if I would have held on to this one, I would have made a heck of a lot more money. But, in these type of trades, I'm just trying to catch that quick blast into a potential new high, and that is it. This is just a daily income generating type of trade. I'm not trying to squeeze every last dime of it, because when I try to do that in the past, invariably it ends up turning around on me. But MYNZ was definitely one I could have held longer and would have made a lot more money on. Well, that's all I have for this one, everybody. If you have any questions, please leave them for me down there in the comment section. I'll get to them as soon as I can. Thank you so much for watching my video all the way to the end, and until next time, take care, everybody.